Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast Episode 102, the Transformers Video Podcast. My name is Josh, also known as G1 Extron. I'm joined by co-host Jaim, also known as Victory Saber 77, and we've got a pretty big show for you guys today. So we got a few announcements. We're going to talk about a little bit of TV news. We got a question from Facebook, and we also have our collection spotlight and a few other things along with the Transformer news for this week. But if you want to find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, you can find me G1 Hextron. And if you want to find me on my Facebook page, you can go ahead and like that. That is the G1 Hextron at Facebook. And everything we're going to be taking a look at today is found on that Facebook page. So, James, what else we got, man?
We got quite a bit. But first off, I am Victory Saber 77. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube. And we have a couple of other shows. We have the Aftercast, which airs on my channel at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time every Saturday. And we also have an eBay show, which airs once a month, Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Extron's channel. And we will let you know when we will be doing that live again. We also have some other news. We have the final Avengers 2 trailer up on G1 Extron's Facebook page, so go check that out. He also has the new RID Transformers episode, which will be premiering on his YouTube or on his Facebook page tomorrow, which I believe is episode 15 or 16. So catch that. And then we also have season 1 Daredevil wrapped up. We have the entire season, 13 episodes, I believe, on Netflix. So it's definitely something to check out if you have Netflix. It's a really good series. I mean, what Josh was telling me about it, I mean, you want to go a little bit more in depth on that, Josh, but it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, like you said, it's 13 episodes. They're each an hour long, so it's not your typical, TV show where it's 40 minutes or 42, a lot, some commercials in there. So about 13 hours, and it focuses on the beginning of Daredevil, and there's some flashback episodes as well, like Stick he's involved in. You kind of get a hint in that episode that you can kind of get an idea of what's going to be coming for season 2, so I'm not really going to spoil anything here for you guys, but just like we kind of assumed earlier, that it is very dark, and I mean, it's not sit down and watch with the family. This is something that is just only for adults. Again, without spoiling anything here, there's a scene where Fist takes a door and just bashes a dude's head in until it explodes or whatever with his car doors. So I mean, it's pretty graphic. The fight scenes are really good. It's not like, I'm gonna go with like Transformers here. It's like a shaking camera all the time, and it's hard to really pick up what's going on. No, with this, it's choreographed very well, and you can see the fight, and all the fight scenes are awesome, but it focuses on Matt Murdock and several of the other cast. They're important characters, and it seemed like they didn't really force any extra characters that really didn't need to be in there, and they all have a purpose. But one's like forget her name, but like this nurse played by Rosianne Dawson or something like that. I forget what her name is, but like her, she's a well-known actress, but she's only in like 2 episodes or 3 episodes, but one, it's only for like 5 minutes. So they didn't try to force like, here's the full cast and let's try to give everyone like their little 5 minutes. So nothing was forced. They just kind of went with the story as they saw fit, and it's really good. I finished it up. It's been up for like 40 hours, and I've already finished it up. But moving on to another thing that I saw whenever I was looking on IMDb, that I was looking at Daredevil, or the guy that played him, at his previous movies and stuff like that, and I saw that Marvel has plans to do a new TV series featuring the Defenders, which will have Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. So far, they have all those cast except for Iron Fist. So really no other information on that right now, but I do have that link on the Facebook page if you guys want to check it out. If you guys have any questions about it a little bit, towards the end of the show, you can ask. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, though. Anything else, James? We do have an important announcement.
Yeah, we are, if you saw in the title, we're looking for a co-host, but we're actually looking for a female co-host. Not trying to, diss the male, getting a male co-host, but we want a different perspective. We want, just to see from a female's point of view, a woman's point of view about collecting, and it doesn't have to be in collecting and Transformers and everything like that. It just in this kind of realm. It can be comic books, video games, just a different take on things as far as just everything. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for. And if you know of someone, or want to go through, we're going to have kind of an interviewing process just to get to know you a little bit, and see what you do know, and see if we want to have the perfect person. I mean, as corny as that sounds, but we want to keep the kind of the, I don't know how you want to say it, the
flow of the show.
The flow of the show going really well, and we want someone that will work and really just benefit on both sides. We just want to make the show even better, and we do have a significant female following, so we do want to have that perspective a part of the show. And so if you want to be a part of the show, just email Josh at g1hextron@gmail.com, and we can set up like a hangout or something, and just converse and see how it goes. So we do have that. We do still have the collection spotlight. We are spotlighting Tulala's collection this week, and we do have 4 lined up already. So if you do want your collection spotlight, it's going to be a little bit, but believe me, still send in your pictures, 10 to 20. Try and keep it around there unless you have an absolutely huge collection, but no collection's too large, too small. We do want to check it out. And, if you have stuff that you're trying to get as far as being current, you may wait a month, just because we do have 4, other collections in the pipeline right now. So, but we will spotlight you on the Cybercast. So, don't worry about that. And if you have a question or topic, please just put before the question the word question in all caps, so we can find it better in the chat, because we encourage you guys to chat with each other, but it just helps us going through the chat so we can identify those questions really quickly and address them in the show. So, and we'll address those questions later on towards the end of the show. Anything else?
Yeah, just real quick to add to the new female co-host. We basically, if it takes, it could be as soon as a month, it could be a year from now. The thing is we wanted to put the opportunity out there, and if there was someone that was interested, then they could contact us, or contact me through my email, and we would set up the interview. And the thing is, we want to find the right fit. It's not necessarily someone that has to agree with everything that we say. We don't want a yes sir or whatever, but we want, or a yes man. We want someone that has their own opinion about stuff, but that flows with the show, like Jaim and I said, and it just makes it. I think it would make it a lot more enjoyable, and for female and male audience as well. I put it up on Facebook, and it seemed to be received pretty positively. So I'm glad you guys are interested in that, and hopefully they have something really special to bring to the show, because that's what we're looking for. Someone that like James said, can bring kind of a different perspective, and have something to contribute, whether they are knowledgeable in comics or just action figures or cartoons, whatever the case may be. As far as Transformers, yes, we would want someone that knows some stuff about Transformers. Do they have to know every single or thing about third parties? No, there's a crap load out there, and it'd be one of those things to where it's like, hey, watch a couple previous episodes of Cybercast and kind of get the idea of some of the stuff that's coming out, and as they kind of go, then they can have their own opinions, and they'll kind of be like, oh yeah, I remember that from a while back or whatever. So anyways,
yeah, they need to know every single name of every single third party, especially all the Dinobots.
It is,
and pronounce them correctly.
God, man, if that was the case, then I'd be kicked off myself. So
we wouldn't have a show.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the collection spotlight. If this thing will speed up here. All right, and again, this is Two Lalas. So I know he's probably watching the live stream. So thanks for sending in your collection, man. A lot of goodies here.
Sweet. I like the Valkyrie. BSF1 or
Yeah.
Roy Folkers, and then Rick Hunter's nice. Good old Uranos.
Yeah, man, I made it to 3 bots, and then I ended up selling. I mean, it does look good now. Final product.
Yeah, I like it. I also love the fact that the wings of Uranos guns can actually work with the Combiner Wars stuff too.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
Cool. It's grown since we saw it last back on the Covenant of Primus days. Saw the pictures. Cool.
You got a lot of stuff in there.
Got the Star Saber, the original.
Then I'm just looking at the colors here. Is that Dialis? Like I can't really tell.
It's Energon R2.
Okay, I was just looking at the colors there, and I'm like,
that's Energon Ultra Magnus, I believe. The good tidal wave, shock wave, whatever they call them in the Japanese series. Prime shelf, nice. Nemesis.
Oh, God, man, I need that right there. I finally ordered Sound Blaster.
Oh, cool.
I just got all kinds of sound wave and shock wave and stuff in there. Some other stuff. The bees.
Yep. Good old Bumblebee.
So you kind of collect it all, man. Oh, there's a better shot of him. Okay. Yeah. This is probably still the best generation figure, in my opinion. That Warpath is so awesome.
Yeah. There we go.
Which upgrade set is this on here? Is that the X Transbots?
Looks like it.
That's what. Yeah. God, there's so many of those, man. It's hard to keep up with it all.
It's Hasbro's favorite combiner, I think. Bruticus. It's cool. You got the little Robot Masters Victory Saber. It's in the other pic there, and cool Armada stuff. Yeah, right there.
I think that was it. All right, we got officially licensed. You know what?
I thought we've seen this stuff before.
Well, this is something else. The other thing was embarrassing, but Transformers, they officially licensed this, which I don't see any female like wanting to get this. And you know what? If you're a guy and you're kind of like thinking like, well, I wonder if my wife, no, she will not. You know, like that's part of. It'd be nice to have a female on right now so they could, say like out, what they think about this, but not that we necessarily need it, because I can tell you right now that no female is going to be interested in wearing this outfit unless it was like Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone wearing that at BotCon.
No, we did not.
So
the thing about it is these models don't even look happy. You go like whenever you look at magazines. Yeah, even they're like, Jesus, I gotta model this crap. My first modeling gig, and I gotta put this stuff on. They're not even pleased to wear it. You see people in magazines; they're always smiling. They look happy to wear it, regardless if they are or not. They're very depressed looking. Even him, he's just
even
like,
a dude. Oh man, I thought it was just
my
females. It's for anybody. Okay.
I can tell you right now, guys, that is definitely not a good idea. So you probably get arrested.
I'll get arrested.
Well, because
don't go pick up your kids wearing that. That's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, this stuff was expensive too. Like even like this shirt, I forgot how much it was. I think it was like $25 or something. I'm like, man, that's too much.
Yeah, I could just take the artwork from my hot rod, go to a, I don't know, shirt place and just print it out there myself.
And I guess this shirt's supposed to be half Autobot, half Decepticon. Again, not too thrilled to be in it.
Cool looking though. Bone crusher of all of them. Okay. Thrilled to be alive.
There's some Takara stuff a little bit later on, which looks a little bit better. So.
Oh, better paint apps. Right on. Cool.
Well, not the same company. Theirs is more expensive, which we're going to go ahead and get into theirs now. First thing, this shirt. I do like this shirt. It's very kind of retro-y.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, the way the font is and the colors, it reminds me of like the movie Drive, you know. So it's kind of retro.
Reminds me of Jim.
Yeah,
Jim
that too. He'd probably buy that one. Well, actually, these are really expensive. Let's see here. The shirts are about $50, and the hoodie is about $130.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is going to be like that, trying to be like designer line. I remember when Adidas did this a while back, when I wore a lot of Adidas, like they came out with this brand called Y3, and it was just like a plain white t-shirt, and they're like, well, it's Y3, and you know, it's $100. And I'm like, it's a white t-shirt though. So this is very, like, I wouldn't pay $50 for that. That looks a little bit better with the colors.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that one. The blue one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like the blue one. I'm not paying $50 for that though.
No.
I got a black one. And then you got this hoodie. Looks like it's one of those like longer hoodies, and you can see some drawstrings on each side, but you got little Dinobots. And it looks like Bumblebee thrown in there. So that's it for the fashion segment. I didn't like any of those, to be honest. All right, getting into the G1 stuff. This is the Platinum Edition Conehead Seekers. You're going to get Thrust, Dirge, and Ramjet. These are the stock photos. And didn't we discuss a little bit while back that these weren't these going to be like somewhere between like 95 and maybe $100?
I think so. We thought they were going to be more money than the actual Insecticons.
Yeah, but it turns out like they're the same price, just about.
Really?
$5 more. So now someone on Facebook, they asked, you think these are worth picking up? And like we've kind of discussed in the past, I think so. Thrust and Ramjet, you never got commemorative series reissues. Even if you go for the Dirge, the Dead, you're still probably going to pay around, let's say, find a good deal. It's mint box, $30, right? Mm. So Ramjet and then Thrust is going to be the most expensive out of the three if you're trying to backtrack and find G1s, because he comes with the most accessories, and you can kind of see that they're showcasing that he's got the longer gun here, and then he's got his missile as well. So if you're trying to complete him, especially if you're buying it loose, you got a lot of little pieces that you got to track down. And I think doing so, it's going to end up, if these break up, let's say $100, I mean, you're looking at $33 a piece. That's That's a decent deal, especially
That's
being
cheap.
brand new. Yeah.
That's cheap. I mean, Thrust and Ramjet, we got those e-hobby, I believe, and those things, if you want them mint box or mint seal box, they're going to cost you at least around $100. So this is a cheap way of getting these guys. I'm definitely going to buy it because I don't have Ramjet still. And I've seen Ramjet complete, especially white. I mean, you want one that hasn't yellowed and everything. And it'll cost me around like $50. And it's like, well, shoot, I'll just buy this set. You know, it works out pretty nice.
Yeah, so I've got all three of the characters, but I'm missing like all three of their like little landing gears because I didn't think much of it at the time just because they're going to be in robot mode. But I'm missing like the missiles for Dirge and Ramjet. I've got, or Thrust, I got 100% complete. So I was like, you know what? I've got my originals, and now I can have these as well. I think it's a good. I think it's a really good deal. So
yeah, and it's nice to finally get some reissued G1 stuff that isn't common. I mean, we haven't gotten these guys for a while, unlike the Insecticons.
I mean, people were paying $100 for the that 3-pack of classics molds. Remember?
Yeah.
So. All right, and some in-hand images of the Blitzwing and Astro Train. Every time we look at this, I'm a little bit more displeased with it, just because of the fact that it's Blitzwing is missing the detail that he had in the original with the tracks being painted, and then also he's missing die cast as well.
They just went plastic. Okay.
Or at least in the wings or in the feet, or what become his feet. Those don't look die cast to me. So,
wow. I don't. My thing is, I'll probably end up picking them up just because I like the molds, but I don't like the fact that what they're trying to homage is like what flywheels. Is that his name?
If that's what they're trying to do, then they should have just reissued flywheels and battle as a 2-pack.
And then they got what Astrotrain's supposed to be like what Mock Tackle or one of the guys from the multi guys from Victory. So it's supposed to be one of those guys, I think Mock Tackle. But I think they also took out the firing mechanism also for Blitzwing, so he doesn't have the firing missiles anymore. So no springs.
They didn't even put the wings up there, but this is the part that I'm talking about down here, the wings, which are his feet, which he has probably the saddest excuse for feet out of any of the G1s. It just looks like plastic to me. It doesn't look die cast.
Yeah. It is nice that we're getting these. It's kind of cool. I mean, we did get a reissue of Astro Train, at least as a Toys R Us exclusive. But I think a lot of fans really, really wanted that e-hobby animated version. Even if they tweaked the purple maybe a little bit differently or something, but that's the one that I think everyone was looking for. Doing an homage, I guess, to Mock Tackle, I mean, it's just dumb because he's still a Decepticon. But it's kind of weird. The other one being an Autobot, I don't know. Whatever.
Flywheels?
No, not flywheels. I'm talking Mac. If they're doing Astro Train as far as the paint scheme as Mac Tackle from Landcross from Victory, well, that was an Autobot now, but he's still a Decepticon Astro Train, so it's kind of weird. So that's all.
All right, now getting into the Combiner Wars stuff, we can take a look at blades here. And these are the in-hand images. I always like it whenever we finally look at these instead of the stock images.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good use of the mold again.
You ever think that Blades, would be like when you watched if the only thing you knew was the G1 cartoon of the character of Blades, and it'd be like then see him like this all mounted up with missiles and guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, with the word rescue above it.
If you survive the hellfire that I'm about to throw down, we'll rescue you.
That's what I want on my Jayhawks, though, coming out to rescue me. Look at the sidewinders on that sucker. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have enough room. We got too much weight capacity with all these missiles and Gatling guns. Sorry, we can only take one of you. Okay. It fits his G2 character, though, really well.
I think it was a nice use of the mold.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we just have to accept the fact that Hasbro is going to reuse these molds. And, you know, I think it's okay. Now, if they're going to reuse this same mold for Vortex, then I might have an issue with that.
You're going to have to do some heavy mods for that to be acceptable.
But these don't look too bad.
Yeah, like the Streetwise here. I mean, I like the way that he looks.
Yes. And thank you for calling him Streetwise, not Street Smart, or whatever the hell that stupid.
Is that what they're calling him?
Streetwise. He's back to his normal name, which is
okay.
Nice. You just remember that 2-pack that they released in the summer last year? They had, I think they call him Street Smart or some weird name. That was just a repaint of Prime Prowl or something.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even interested in that whatsoever.
And it wasn't even a combiner. So yeah, this looks nice.
So this is going to be the third use of this mold, if you include Wild Rider or Breakneck, whichever name you want to call them. And probably we'll get one of the other Autobots whenever they're coming out with, the other wave that's supposed to have like a Sunstreaker and Mirage and stuff like that in there.
Is Prowl supposed to be in there?
Yeah, it was Prowl. So maybe this is Prowl. Maybe hopefully they change it up a little bit. Get 2 Autobots that are white.
Yeah.
Side by side, they're both police cars.
I do like that, and I love the packaging. I mean, getting Series 2, I love the fact that the packaging is collector friendly. You can just slide out the figure, and if you want, you can put it right back and have it look nice and just
where's it slide out from the bottom or
on the back? There's nice little little flaps, plastic flaps on each side. So you just cut the tape off of that, and you can just open it, slide out the comic, slide out the figure, and then you can slide it back in.
Awesome.
You don't slide the entire bubble, but the insides you can take out without ripping it right off the packaging.
Gotcha. Now take a look at Rook. I think he's kind of funny looking in the head. It's like he's got a football helmet on.
Yeah, Captain Gridiron from G.I. Joe. Autobot symbol on the forehead. A little shocker.
It's a little bit strange. I guess it's supposed to be like a helmet.
Yeah, it's probably like a nice little SWAT helmet that they have.
Yeah,
right
that makes
here.
Sense. You can see he does have fist here because at first glance I was like, so his hands are just like these, like 2 cannons or something like that. But he does have fists molded into him as well. So
I like that. I mean, the only other Rook that I know of that we got was that European exclusive Windcharger remold, or not remold, but repaint. That's a keychain. So this is nice.
This kind of works, with him being bulky. The tires, man, if it was, we don't have it in hand and we haven't had this mold yet. So if there was some way to kind of slide those tires or make them fold up underneath, that would have been nice. But I don't know how this is all connected together. Just he's got, these tires sticking out here in the front. And yes, it's quite hollow here. I'm sure people will be, pointing that out. That's something that we're just going to have to get over.
Yeah. It's a kid's toy line. I mean, come on.
I know some people are probably like, I shouldn't have to get over it. They're increasing in prices and stuff like that. If you really like them, you buy them. If you don't, then, then there's other stuff out there. There's third party, there's Masterpiece, stuff like that for you. But, I think for what these are, they're pretty cool. Now, something that we were kind of talking about on Twitter was Toys R Us. They went up to $20 for their deluxe figures.
Yeah.
Or at least the Combiner War figures. I don't know if it's for the rest of them as well, but Toys R Us does price match. So you go to Toys R Us and you find something that you like, and half the time they don't even ask you to see an ad. I mean, I just go in there. Well, they kind of know me, so I just go in there and be like, hey, this is, whatever, $15.99 at Walmart, Target, and they'll just change it in the computer and you pay for it that way. So
nice.
Hopefully not everyone else is like, oh, let's go to that $20 price point for these deluxe figures, because I think them going from, let's see, in the past year, we've seen it go from $14.99 to $15.99 and now to $19.99. That's a $5 jump. That's a 25% increase. That's pretty significant.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tired of my Walmart today? I think I had them for $16.99, something like that. I'm like, it's getting a little ridiculous for the deluxe size. Then they're going to change the Voyager class. Obviously, probably going to go to $29.99 or something. And then the Voyager class is what are going to be at $50. I'm not going to like that at all.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be one of those things that if it's going to be a cheaper route to go than going with like third party or something like that. But it's, after, because you're going to want to get some probably third party add-ons to make them look better as far as hands, fists. Maybe there's, a different head or something to do with the chest, like we've seen with Superion and Minosaur and stuff like that, that we know, Perfect Effect is doing. After that's all said and done, I mean, it's still going to be cheaper than going with a third party route, but now it's getting close. The prices are getting closer to where now you're really going to be looking at it. I was like, you know what? I really do like this third party version a lot better than that. And now the prices, a little bit closer together. People are going to have some decisions to make.
Yeah.
As far as prices, it's US based, because I know some people were saying that, toys are, extremely expensive, over in this country, and you shouldn't complain that they're $20 here. Well, you have to, consider is like one, the, what the US dollar equals to, wherever you are, whether it's yen, wherever it's pound or whatever. And then also, what's the average cost of living? What's the average income? So
we're not getting into economics.
Yeah. We won't dive into it completely. Sorry. But that all factors in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know, like, in Canada, these things are really expensive. That's why I know a lot of Canadians come down into the US to pick up figures, and they'll pick up multiple ones just for their friends and everything else. But yeah, I'm hoping they don't keep increasing on the price, because it's going to get to a point where it's like, I started off with the Combiner Wars at like $14.99, and now I'm looking at 21 when it's finally all said and done with. Oh, I'm not going to like that at all. I don't want to commit to an entire series, because this is going to be going on for about a year and a half.
Yeah, they said like 2 years. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Ooh, Cyclonus.
Yeah, so gonna see some. I believe these are in hand. All right, I have some in hand a little bit later on, and get a look at Galvatronus instead. Still a strange name.
Yeah. You gonna pick up this guy though?
Oh, I kind of want to, but I don't think I am. I think it looks good. It's going to be an impulse thing. I'm happy with that reveal the shield Cyclonus, to be honest.
Yeah, I am too.
And I do think this looks cool, though.
Yeah, it does look good. And it's a good usage of the mold, of the Silverbolt mold, but it just is going to depend if he's going to have any combiner support as far as a team. I mean, we know that Optimus is. Will Cyclonus have something? because I really don't want to be, okay, so here's either I have to customize some aerial bots or some other figures, or I just get some more Stunticons or whoever.
Make some custom sweeps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that we get something else with this guy.
Or Cyclonus. That's a nice little peanuts. I guess that's for the front, the chest, yeah. So
it's not bad.
I'm glad that they did break it up a little bit here because him being basically he's supposed to be all purple, obviously. So but they broke it up, made some darker purple here, some darker right here, some silver in some different places. So it broke it up nicely. I'm glad they did that.
And I like what Hasbro's doing with some of their paint apps. I mean, you look at the Megatron, the Leader Class Megatron G11, looks really nice. That looks pretty.
Overlord?
Yeah, I mean, wow, good.
I can already see. I think someone said that, and on the Facebook pages, they were like, "That looks like Overlord to me," and I'm like, you know what? It does. It looks more Overlord than it does Galvatron, and I can already see the customizers. They saw it too, and they're like, "Can't wait to get my hands on that." So,
yeah.
What would you think about that? I know Pete said that he really didn't want to get into like Combiner Wars and stuff like that for like BotCon.
Whatever.
But how cool would it be to be like, hey, here is a Japanese character, and then you're going to have, a year or two, down the line to where you've actually basically got all the Combiner War figures that have come out, and you can pick the best 4 to make the limbs to kind of give you a G1 Overlord look. Obviously, this guy would be the centerpiece, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to figure out what you can do with the jet, make it a kind of Blackbirdish, I guess you could say, but as far as the body, man, that's pretty close.
Yeah. Open up the chest, and if you can hook on, a Godmaster, to it, that'd be pretty cool too. Or the European one, the Energon figure. He was never a Powermaster. Yeah.
Pete, what are you talking about? You're not going to do Combiner War figures. Listen to us. We're smart.
Yeah, you'll probably keep using the prime molds.
But as far as, Galvatronus, nice looking chest.
Yeah. Kind of, unfortunately, has the skinny thighs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I could take that Overlord seriously if they redid it as Overlord. Really? You were in the last stand on the records? Nah. You did what to Rotor Storm? No, come on. Using Power Glide. That's just got to do it. But yeah, I mean, you could take that Viper. What is it, Viper? They're doing the repaint of Power Glide as his gun. Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, well, this sad thing. Let me read you guys what someone put. Okay, first I said this guy pretty much said what the rest of us think. If I was Hasbro, I would beg for these pictures to be taken down. And this is what they said. Honestly, is there another company on Earth that is this lazy when trying to showcase their new products? Do car manufacturers present their latest models at expos with the doors installed backwards? Does Microsoft unveil laptops with the keys arranged upside down? These are children's toys, for goodness sakes. It's not rocket surgery. Not sure what that is. I get what rocket science is probably what he meant there. To follow the instructions to transform them properly. The average consumer might look at the display, think it looks hideous, and simply move on. Needlessly costing Hasbro money and drawing unfair criticism to their designers. Yes, this Devastator is clearly a design for older fans, but you'd think we'd want to draw in as many younger fans as possible. It's simply not going to happen if we have crappy displays like this. I love laughing at the ridiculous mistransformations and the professional stock photography. As much as the next guy, that recent Combiner Wars hotspot was a cracker. But come on, have some pride in your products, Hasbro. Couldn't agree with that guy more. Look at this. He's missing pieces like the chest. This arm has no idea what it's doing over here. And if this was the first time you're seeing this Devastator, I mean, what are you thinking? Are you like, yeah, that looks awesome. I'm definitely picking that up.
I would definitely say I like the Revenge of the Fallen Devastator more than that one. I don't know. It does. It's weird to see a company with their main staple in my eyes. I mean, I'm being biased because I'm a Transformers fan, for Hasbro to not put forth that care, that like, here it is. I mean, why don't you just throw it out there? It looks like they just chucked it out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe we have such a huge fandom that there has to be fans that work at Hasbro that deal with this, or they just like messing with us. I don't know. It's just seems like put a little more care. I don't know. It's like, oh, you like Transformers? Or it's like taking a steak that you really love, all the trimmings, and then putting it on a garbage pail lid and then presenting it to you. You still gonna like it, and you're still gonna want to eat it off of a garbage pail lid? I mean, it's just kind of like, come on, man. This is just kind of
any of these places that have kind of like an early model to kind of showcase and let people look at. And the thing is, it's supposed to build excitement. It's kind of the purpose of that. This is making people kind of cringe. There are some people that are like, kind of cool, I might pick it up. If they were on the fence at all, they look at this and they're like, nope.
Yeah.
Even
Especially
though
that $150.
Even though they know it's mistransformed and probably know that there's pieces missing as well, they're just going to look at this and be like, it kind of looks like garbage. So speaking of, then Hasbro comes out with this and in the same week. So, at least they're trying to redeem themselves, but that's still on the internet now.
Yeah.
So we're going to show a couple of these pieces or pictures. It shows different little parts of it so you can see up close on the figure.
I just wish that they weren't so sloppy. I mean, we saw like paint apps back when they revealed Roadbuster. It was like, wow, that's really not that cool. And then the mistransformations on a lot of things. But this is a high ticket item, $150. You think you'd want to market it a little bit better. Just present it like it's worth that $149 price tag, people.
Yeah.
Instead of like, they'll buy it. Whatever. Paint it yellow, slap a G2 sticker on it, they'll buy it. Whatever.
I'm glad that they kind of already locked in the price, because with them, doing the price increase and stuff like that, now you're talking about, Voyager figures.
I still want to know that platinum Triptychon. I really want to know the price on that.
Assless champs.
Upside down figures. He's doing a handstand. That's sad. Poor Scrapper.
I'm like a little bit further away from like, I definitely want to pick this up than I was prior to looking at all these pictures, to be honest.
Yeah,
like someone pointed out on the Facebook page, they were like, look, man, can we not just like have any kind of like paint in here? These are Voyager figures after all, it's
true, but they're staying with the G1, I guess. Man, a lot of design. I'm not trying to bash this, but it just seems like, okay, so they're upside down. Let's see. So how should we put Mixmaster in there? Flip it upside down. Attach it to the back. Perfect. That's perfect. Right.
It doesn't look like everything is connecting properly, or
that long haul's head.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's just there.
That must not be put in together, but like this is supposed to come down right here. Connecting that, this isn't even, so yeah, that's kind of ugly.
I mean, I know it's missing the chest piece, but
yeah, that's right. The chest piece will cover that up.
And I mean, we're passionate. I mean, Transformer fans are passionate, and I'm just, for that price point, I just really want a little more. I was satisfied with Metroplex. I like Metroplex. Some people don't. That's fine. This, oh man, I don't know. It's gonna be weird to get it in hand.
It still feels like it's like an upgraded, like super upgraded to Voyager Cyberverse figure,
mm-hmm.
and then you put them together. I don't know. I'm still getting that feeling, and I know that I'm not the only one. And most of the time, or just about all the time, like we always try to look at, kind of the positives of some of the stuff. And if we have something negative to say, then we're like, hey, if they change this would be better for it. I'm struggling here trying to find something, other than, you got a Titan Devastator. That's the most positive part about it.
Yeah.
So I will move on.
I hope that maybe redeeming themselves, they'll give us a Prowl to put on as far as like making it the Prowl Devastator. That would be fantastic. I will buy that in a heartbeat, but I don't know. Flint's daughter.
All right. Moving on. For the subscription service stuff, we already knew you're getting Marissa Fairborn and the Afterburner. This was revealed because we know Pete said that there was something else in the line, and whenever we were talking about, remember from Only Human, you had Cobra Commander in there, or we were talking about doing some of the Only Human, Hot Rod, Ultra Magnus Springer RC, something like that. I was still campaigning for Chip. And that's whenever he kind of like started like, well, we'll just we'll see, we always know when we're on track with Pete, because he's just always like, as soon as we hit it, he's like, well, we'll see. So moving on.
Yeah, he's tight-lipped, like, damn it.
We're like, got it. He has like tells. You can tell whenever you're on the right path. But you're gonna get Snake from season 3, Only Human.
Old Man Snake. Pretty cool.
And this is going to be available for Transformers, or for the Transformer and G.I. Joe subscription service. I'm going to buy these like individually. I'm not signing up for the subscription service, but I'll get, just these right here.
Yeah.
That's a bad picture of her, but
they should have gone with the Kiss players. Marissa Fairborn. Now they should, but
Soundwave wasn't even in this episode, I don't believe.
No, he wasn't in a lot of the season 3 episodes.
Oh, poor Soundwave. But that's a strange choice, but all right. Anyways, that's cool.
What's he supposed to be, like a Night Adder or something?
I have no idea.
Old school.
It does have Cobra symbols on here.
I do like that. Goes with Serpentor and then Viper and whoever else they'll give us.
Haven't decided whether I want to get Serpentor yet. We'll see. The newest BotCon 2015 reveal. It's going to be Battle Trap, which is one of the Duocons or whatever. Like we were talking about Flywheels earlier. And then I saw like someone on Twitter, they put Blitzwing as Flywheels. Like, they should have just should do this guy as well. So even if they don't, that I can see a lot of people doing custom so that they have both Ducons right there. So, and we saw this. Remember the first time it was revealed was on a Cybercast with Pete for about 30 minutes until he realized that he was showing off all the BotCon figures, and we kind of spoiled everything. But what do you think about this selection? Because this is one where we are talking about, it could be Battle Trap, or what we would actually like to see is Blue Brackus. So
Blue Bacchus, yeah.
Or Bacchus, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's who I wanted it to be, was Blue Bacchus. I definitely wanted that. Especially seeing him in the new IDW comic that I got today. I mean, it's a nice look, and it's kind of a unique way of giving us that Duocon, the two vehicles. So, well, use a triple changer, why not? And I do like the head sculpt, but I really would have liked to have had Blue Bacchus. But it's okay. I think I like Pack Rat more than this one, for what it's worth, but we'll see what the next one is. I'm really wanting to know who that breakdown mold's going to be used for.
All right, getting into the Takara stuff, you've got the, what is it, United Warriors, whatever, the Minosaur. Mm. So we've got a few changes on here. Dead End.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
Let's see. I want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. But Stripe is missing. What else? Isn't there like something down here that's missing? Some paint or something?
Yeah, I believe so. The chest piece on the robot is definitely different.
See, I haven't got these figures haven't come in yet. They're being shipped to me. So
you will not be disappointed.
There's a ton of changes on Motormaster.
Yeah.
They went with a different purple here. I believe you got some different, silver and stuff like this. Are the little stacks here on the side? I can't see it on my Motormaster, but that as well. And then there's like this kind of graphite paint in the back. We'll see a little bit later on. And the other bonus, it's not going to come with off-road. It's actually going to come with Breakneck or Wild Rider.
Yeah. Just like they did with the aerial bots. It's Slingshot. So that's nice.
A few more paint amps as well. Yeah, this version looks a lot better. And they took the 15 racing off of Breakdown. Why couldn't the Hasbro one do that? Like,
yeah,
I'm still like curious to know why that's on there. You can see for Breakdown, I do have this one. The way the stripe, I believe, is a little bit different here. There's the black over here instead of the maroon. They went with a silver seat instead of the black.
Yeah. Well, in Breakdown, they moved the Decepticon symbol up instead of down, like the Takara.
Huh. That is a nice little shot of that Breakneck head. I like that.
Put some silver on Breakdown too, which is cool. His calf reason, or on by his knees, I guess, or ankles. It does look nicer. I'm really, really wanting to know how the packaging is going to be for these guys. I'm hoping Takara releases these in a gift set box, like old school G1.
Look at all this, little extra paints in here and stuff like that. And it's kind of some metallic paint there. So
yeah.
And you can see it where it's just a flat black on the Motormaster. This kind of has like a kind of a metallic looking paint to it here. Yeah, you kind of see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yeah, Takara actually did a really good job with these guys.
All right, and this is the what is it again? Tokyo TF Fan Club Aptosaurus. What do you think about this one, man? I like that he has the gun with the mace on there.
Yeah, I do like that. I don't like the fact that he's using the old Predaking mold. But yeah, I mean it kind of works. No, actually, this is the bigger version, isn't it? This is the ultimate size Predaking, isn't it? Yeah, because there's the light up feature. It's okay. Yeah, all right. Now I can get behind it.
Someone put some of the little
to symbolize the eagle and the lion breast pieces.
breast force there.
The head just seems a little bit off for the body. Seems a little big.
I still think it'd be a pretty cool piece to have, you know, if you're part of that Tokyo Transformer club.
Yeah. Hey, there's Dragon from Web Diver behind there in truck mode.
Oh. Do you have any more Web Diver stuff to with you?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got Galleon and I got some of the little kind of add-on guys for Radeon.
We should get back into that though. Awesome. So I still want to see like playing the game and stuff. All right, getting into the third-party news, Mastermind Creations released this statement. We have gotten several inquiries. Senecus and his higher MSRP. MSRP is decided based on the product production cost. The new factory we use to produce this figure charged a rate 50% higher than the factory used for Azalea figures. We are currently working on a solution to help lower the cost through resellers, but the cheapest option is at PSX, where minimum margins are lower. Delivery costs help reduce the expenses. We are hoping to offer a new PO window for the figure to PSX soon, as well as find as solutions for overseas retailers.
I don't want to go with a cheaper shipping just so I can get a cheaper figure. No way. But Senecus, that's their Voss, I think, from the Decepticon Justice division or whatever.
All right, now getting a look at Fans Project's G1, more G1 looking code or Chrome Dome here. Just some new in-hand images here. You did me wrong, Fans Project. Should have gave me the right one the first time.
Well, we both have code. Are you planning on getting this one?
No.
All right.
Just gonna keep the one I have.
Yeah. It is nice for the fans out there that missed out on code, so at least they can pick up this mold.
It is, yeah, because I mean, he was going for quite a bit of money.
Mm-hmm. Good old Styler. I think that's his name. Isn't that his headmaster name? Styler or Stylor?
That's one of the headmaster names. I don't remember if it's his or not. They like the thing is like they were using those names in the like season 4 Rebirth, you know, the Hasbro version of the Transformer cartoon, and they were just shouting their names out like what, you know, like we always talk about, like they were just like introduced like 12 new people in like 10 seconds, and so I was just like, all right, whatever. I forgot a lot of their names. I believe this is final images or whatever of a War Dog. So it's, I believe it's not the test shot. I believe this is closer to production, if not final, but I can see a little bit more of the detail here.
That looks good.
I talked to Badkeep about coming on in the future, and they said, or they want to wait till they get a few more products out. That way they'll have more to discuss. So
cool.
That's something that'll happen further down the line too.
It's a sweet looking Warpath. I will admit that. The whole design behind it, you have to really appreciate the fact that this is masterpiece size and the way it transforms. Really sweet.
The way it scales and its vehicle and robot mode. I mean, yeah. As far as design goes, and engineering, that's one of the most appealing things about this. So.
I mean, it's spot on to G1, big time. Love that tank mode. And they have it correctly as opposed to what Hasbro's doing. Hey, we'll take that G2 Megatron Legends figure and just repaint it. That should be okay.
God, that is ugly. That was a definite pass.
Yeah. You have to have Warpath's cannon coming out of his chest.
Yeah.
You have to.
All right, and Perfect Effect. We looked at a lot of images last week, but I basically wanted to show this off because we weren't sure. They didn't have all the accessories lined out there, so we just kind of had to guess there. But now we can kind of see it looks like he's going to have a sword or a katana, or actually two of them, two sheaths. He's going to have this crazy little like chain mace looking kind of thing here with a
scorpion type of weapon.
Yeah, so I don't know what this is called. I don't know. Two MP10 style looking rifles and then a crossbow pistol. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'll definitely be buying this.
I'm considering this one, even though I'm not really into all that beast.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna get a beast. Nice.
Maybe. I think that's the whole thing is like I might not have any attachment to the character, but if you release like a cool looking bot, then I'll probably be down. You know, and to me this just looks kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
In both modes. So that's one of those things like, you know what? He'd look really cool on the shelf and he'd probably be fun to mess with. So I don't mind picking him up. So I don't have to, know anything about the character. Maybe I'll watch some of Carlito's stuff.
Oh, come on. A year from now, you're going to be a Bayformer fan. You're going to be a Beast Wars Japanese second fan. Beast Wars Neo can't get enough. You're going to be clamoring, where's my big convoy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll see it.
I need my armada.
I need my armada.
This is a little teaser here that X Transbots released on Sunday. And this is going to be the third in line of kind of their not masterpiece series. As we know, the first one is Apollyon, which is Megatron. The second one is going to be their Scourge, which we'll take a look at a few additional photos here in a bit. I think it's the next thing over. But showing us the head there. The head does look nice. And I like this. Because whenever, regardless whether it has or Takara's already working on it, and then X Transbot's like, dude, we need to like kind of like hurry up with this stuff, come out before they do, kind of like the KFC Citizen Stack Ultra Magnus thing, and several other things like that. Or if they aren't, and now Takara looks at this like, you know what? We need to get ours out there. We could do better, or whatever they want to do,
Yeah.
Get theirs out there, because this is part of the question that we have later, but Cyclonus is one of those characters that we know a lot of people are going to want. And that's why I'm kind of like on the fence with the Combiner Wars version as well. Because I'm curious to see what this looks like. And I also have faith that Takara will release a Cyclonus soon. I'd like one.
Just makes you wonder if X Transbot's going to continue going on and we're going to get a Galvatron. Why give us a Scourge, Cyclonus, Apollon's Megatron?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we need their leader, season 3 leader. Come on, give us a Galvatron.
And they're making them all quote unquote masterpiece scale. It's basically to fit in with those figures. So here's Scourge. And again, like we said, these are going to be a little light up, These are going to have LEDs here at the end. They each have a switch. And a little something special. Now we can see it kind of put together. The previous photos that we looked at last week, they were all kind of taken apart and stuff like that. We were just looking at parts. Now we can kind of see it put together. And yeah, look there.
Cool.
So that's awesome. I wanted that feature. That was going to be one of the features that I was concerned about. Even as stupid and silly as it is, animation error, it's one of those things that, you know, you're a fan of G1 and you're watching the cartoon and you're just like, what? Why is he flying around with his head popped out of his alt mode and talking to people? It captures that, and I love that. And to look at his little target master here. It's going to be, you know, this one right here. Oh, look at you. You got the correct elbows. Unfortunately, mine does not. There's going to be quite a bit taller there. Not sure what's going on with his nose there, but
yeah,
it doesn't look like he has one. It looks like it got chopped off.
It's supposed to be Fracas. I think that was his partner.
Who? I was trying to remember. There was one that was crazy that is it Misfire's guy? That like he just started shooting all over the place. I forget which one it was. I thought he was funny. All right, Mastermind Creations, Carnifex, their Overlord. I can kind of see some design sketches here. Gonna be a brand new mold. Looks pretty nice. You're gonna get the jet and the tank as well. So
good usage of his gun with the barrel of the tank.
And base mode. I'm excited about this. We haven't seen like real pictures of this yet, but this was like almost like pretty much bought back when we saw the first image of it, of like a teaser, like almost like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, is that the one he's sitting on the throne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on like featured on like Cybercast episode like 10 or something. That's how long ago it was. All right, so a couple of third-party companies have thrown their hat back in the ring. This was something. We saw this picture probably about, what was it, a year ago? And they are calling themselves TF Fourth Party Club. Is the name of who's doing it. So they're going to be making an Astro train. Well, now they've actually shown a kind of like a prototype image as well. So it looks like they're going to continue to come out with this. This is going to be their first product. And this is something that someone said on Facebook, and this is something we haven't heard before, or at least you and I, but once they said it and I started looking around at it, I was like, you know what? I kind of see that. They're like, this is supposed to, the mold was kind of built off the base of a MP10 is what they were saying. And like, I believe that they said this is maybe a Voyager. Because if you look here, this is one of the Fans Project boxes. This is the Outlaw.
Outlaw.
Yeah, and you can see that he's shorter. Mm-hmm. Or Madlaw, yeah.
Huh.
So we'll see what else they come out with. But I believe this is supposed to be for like Voyager, or maybe not Voyager, but for your chug line, yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. kind of fun.
And they announced this again a year ago, along with Machine Boy. Over a year ago, they said they were coming out with a Diatlas and Omega Supreme and a Skylynx. You never got past just an image just like this, and now they're putting up the image of this Astro Train. So, are they actually going to come out with any toys? We'll see.
Machine Boy doing that? Wow. So they gave up on the other three and went with Astro Train.
That was the thing. It's like it was almost a year ago, and it was Diatlas, Omega Supreme, and Skylynx. We never even saw a prototype of any of those. It was just like I forget, like 3 weeks in a row. Like, here's a colored image like this, a little poster. Here's like a sketch, and here's a sketch. And it was kind of the reason why we were like, unless you're really established, we're not really gonna give you much discussion. So there's a lot of stuff we don't look at on Cybercast because it never makes it even to prototype stage. But I thought it was worth bringing up because, like, here's another one of their things here. I just thought it was funny because they never came out with the other three. All right, so some things you guys need to be aware of. There are some KOs out there of Stinger and your Invasion Mode Optimus Prime are your Black Convoy version. So find a deal, maybe it looks too good to be true, might be a KO.
And the Nemesis is going pretty, it's not too expensive, but it's not cheap. It's going for a little bit more than most e-tailers have it now. I think they're sold out. Stinger still is like around that normal $29 price.
And we've actually got like 4 different KOs and stuff like that. To kind of point out, these are going to be a little bit easier to spot. They're oversized ones. So, some of you guys might even like them.
Yeah, they might scale in a little better with the leader class. Grimlock.
Looking at it, at least they didn't put the Autobot logos on here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's they're oversized and they don't have the Autobot logos on. So those you're not going to get really fooled as much. And there's this one here. Look at what is that?
LR King Kong.
Transtrutes or something is what that says. Oh, anyways, but I forgot what this version's called, but so they're KOing that.
Wow.
And then here's the one that I was just like, what? They're KOing the Invasion Mode Optimus Prime here, but also the DX9 add-on set with it as well. So they're KOing 2 companies, but I believe this is a scaled down version, so it's not going to be your regular size version. So just a little heads up on that one. And our one add-on, DX9, they're going to be coming out with, 2 hands, a shoulder cannon, 2 feet, arm cannon muzzle, I guess to kind of cover up that long little thing or whatever. And it said that he's going to be 24.5 centimeters tall with all this. I'm not sure how much that is in inches, but you have this figure. What do you think? Is this something that you might be interested in? With this right here, makes it look a little bit more G1. You get the muzzle here, so you don't have that like weird skinny part in the feet.
Yeah, I mean, I have the barrel flipped around, so I have the other end, but it looks more cartoon, but also IDW. And I don't mind. I do like the feet instead of having it because it's more open without them. It depends on the price. I mean, it does look nice. I do like it. I do like that nice little added touch for the shoulder cannon. I don't really care about the arm cannon per se, but that shoulder piece on the back, yeah, it does look nice.
Yeah.
And the feet, yeah. I'd pick it up.
All right. Let's go ahead and touch on questions or anything like that. Topics, anyone you have?
Scroll all the way back to the top.
All right. If you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like to see us cover before we end the show, make sure you put question capital letters so that it's easy for us to identify, and we'll address it before the show ends.
You might just want to get into the topic. I'm
Okay.
not seeing anything so far.
All right. So the first thing that wanted to kind of address is this is a question from Alexander Pavon. Hopefully I'm saying the name correctly, from Facebook. He says, can you speculate on what masterpiece figures we may get in the next 3 years? 3 years is kind of a, we've answered this question, it seems like once every month we kind of get into it, but understand there's, new people to the show. So I want to kind of, I guess we've kind of done a list before. We've said Ultra Magnus, we've said Trax. Those have ended up, we're 2 for 2 on that. I don't know if we said Bumblebee or not, but some of the other ones that we feel very strongly about is Ironhide and Ratchet being next. So again, we'd be right on those. Here's kind of a list of some stuff that I put down. I still think MP10 Megatron. Galvatron, I think is that's an easy idea to do, just because of the fact that even if they are scared about this, we don't want to make a gun type thing, that Galvatron, you're still doing a leader there. You've got Hot Rod and Rodimus already, and now you're kind of giving us a cannon. So it's not something that you're going to get in trouble with, like any type of gun law or anything like that, or having an orange cap. You don't need that. I mean, the barrel of the cannon is orange. So I think Galvatron will be an easy one to do. He's a popular character. He's a leader, for Decepticons, a Decepticon as well, so we need more of those. And then with those, I also said, Cyclonus, Scourge. A couple on here that I think would be good, just because not all these are going to be, you can't repaint, like give us several repaints. Like Galvatron, you can give us a couple of different repaints there. But just selling us one mold over and over and over again, I think Sharkticons would be a really good one, and I think Scourge would be a really good one, just because you're going to be buying multiples for sweeps. You're going to buy multiple Sharkticons, as long as they're kind of a reasonable price. If they're like Sharkticons, they'll be smaller. So what do you think about that, Jaim? I've got more on the list, but I didn't want to take them all up. So
yeah, I think the Sharkticons, Scourge, mold for the sweeps, definitely. Other potential masterpiece figures the next 3 years. I mean, they're going to finish up the cars, so we're going to be seeing maybe a Hound, Jazz, Mirage, definitely.
Grapple Inferno on there as well.
Yeah, they'll be in there. Potentially Skids, because we have Crosscut we can do, and there's some other, Dyklon stuff. I mean, there was 6 of those versions. And then we also have to look at Broadcast or Blaster. There's potential for Twincast and start getting into the cassettes with them also.
Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made right there. And then you have Hoist and Trailbreaker. You're going to have a little bit of a remold there. There's also some different colors and stuff that you could do with them.
Yeah, and definitely we're going to see some other mini cars, I think. Brawn, Puffer, because we get Outback, we get Pipes with those, Gears, Swerve, stuff like that. I think also Cliff Jumper. I think Cliff Jumper is another mini car that is going to probably happen pretty soon, because I think he's a pretty decent character. I like his character, especially that reading the Transformers Collectors Club kind of stuff about him. But yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna give us season 3 stuff, but I think they're gonna continue with the first 2 seasons, giving us those. I'm not sure if they're gonna tackle like the Dinobots, but I know they're gonna tackle all the cars, season 2 cars, mini cars, and I would love to see an Insecticon, Shrapnel, Bombshell.
Yeah, those
One of them. I would like to see a masterpiece of those, and in scale too with the rest of them.
Another one that I think, and it's one that we've already gotten by, was it Hasbro Asia, the masterpiece MP11 Skywarp. If we're talking 3 years here, I usually try to keep it to just 1 year, but to kind of answer your question, since you're put it in that 3 years, I think by then you'll have a just regular Hasbro release of MP11 Skywarp. I think actually that might even happen next year in 2016.
Yeah. Yeah, Ultra Magnus probably will be. Bumblebee definitely will be.
Yeah, those are going to be some. That's a little bit easier game to play. Is like, which ones do you think you're going to get as far as like the Hasbro TRU exclusive masterpiece figures?
Yeah, definitely. I do have a question if you want to.
Okay, and we'll get into these like silly little things that were put on the forums that I think were funny.
Tulala has a question saying, "What's worse, the horrible English Omni dubs of Headmasters, Masterforce, and Victory, or Rebirth?"
Which one's worse? I'm gonna go with Rebirth. I actually enjoy the
talking the horribly English dubbed ones.
Okay. Okay, I was thinking of you seeing subtitles. I'm like, I'm actually I quite enjoy those. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go with the horrible English dubbed ones.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah, Rebirth is worth a watch because it is a different story than what the Japanese series is, trying to tell. And I was talking to someone on, oh God, I forgot. It was on a YouTube video of mine. To where they were like, it was on Scorponok, G1 Scorponok review that I did. And they were like, I didn't even realize that, fast tracks existed because, you don't really see anything about his character in the show. And I was like, well, he goes, because they really liked Cerebros. And I was like, well, that's the thing, that the Rebirth and the Japanese Headmasters are completely different as far as the story, where they're from, how they came to be. There is really no Cerebros either. It's just you got Maximus there, and then his fortress, and
I think it's called Fortress.
Or is it Fortress? Yeah. Okay, and then he's got his big ship that he turns into the head there, and transforms. But it's totally different than what they had in the Rebirth. So a lot of those guys, I don't think you saw much of them. Because it brought up Six Gun. I think in one episode you did see Six Gun. I think he just kind of gave a command and that was it. It was like he was on screen for like 2 seconds, and he just told someone like, "Hey, move this over there," and that was it. So yeah, but they didn't really pay much attention to them. Sorry.
No, I hate the horrible English. I mean, dub. I would rather see someone else do it. Someone, I've seen some really good YouTube ones, fans dub stuff, but yeah, that was not cool. I didn't like that at all. I'd rather see Rebirth, just as far as getting to see Fortress Maximus, getting to see Scorponok. Those characters, it's at least worth it. I love the intro, the animation for the intro is fantastic when you get to see the Target Masters and you get to see when Fortress Maximus transforms, or well, no, it's Metroplex, I think, and Bruticus is there. It was just really good, but yeah, I'd go that. But we both agree, there's nothing like not watching, like the subtitle. That's the best. But yeah. So.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a pain that you have to read stuff, but I prefer that over, someone doing a bad voice acting job.
Yeah.
Or trying to make something sound, I don't know, like it's a beast and trying to make it, sound a little bit beastly. So, what else you got, man?
BBZX-A3 had Goryu and Hiryu. Nice. They're the diatless sonic bomber Mike Gain. Like that. As far as comments or not seeing anything.
Okay, we'll move on to this stuff, and then.
Oh no, here we go. Here we go. That one. Sorry. Question: MP Collector, do you think Takara ever gives us something like a standalone accessory set for Masterpiece figures? Looking at their design drawings, it looks like they brainstorm a ton of potential. So, I don't know. That would be kind of cool. Little accessory kit. Proper weapons, maybe.
But for Masterpiece?
No, brainstorm as far as their ideas, what they have.
Oh, okay.
Not the character brainstorm.
We see Masters of the Universe do that with like little weapon packs and stuff like that. I don't know if that's something that they had necessarily come out with, because they do offer like some type of usually exclusive. Like if you go this, with this one particular company, then you get this extra accessory or you get this extra faceplate or something like that. And then there's a lot of stuff, like Dr. Wu, the third party market really kind of has a lot of that stuff, kind of cornered there. They're doing a really good job with it. And I just don't know how well it would sell, because it's just me personally as a Masterpiece collector. I don't care about the accessories. If he's supposed to come with a gun, give me that. Because for the most part, like let's say even Hot Rod, he's got his little blowtorch and his little saw, for his stuff. Man, that just stays in the package and you put it up. MP10, with all his stuff, there's only so much you can accessorize, and I'm someone that I usually just put it on the shelf and all right, there you go. Now you're good. You don't need to be messed with, especially Hot Rod and Rodimus. They don't need to be messed with at all. So otherwise they'll break.
Definitely. Unless you get for their accessories new knees and stuff like that. But I don't mind the extra accessory pieces. It's just a nice way of Takara showing that they kind of care for this line. But I don't know what else they would do. I mean, like I like what they did with like exhaust. They gave us that immobilizer package with exhaust. You didn't have to go through like being an Amazon exclusive or something like that. But if they reissued those in maybe a pack themselves for whatever amount of money they'd sell them for, if I didn't have them, might. That die-cast Key to Vector Sigma is pretty cool. That was released with the Hasbro Asia MP10. But other than that, I'm not really a huge, because you're going to run out of accessory, like key things that are like showcased in episodes or whatever. I like the little Crim Zeke that I got with Megatron. That was kind of cool, MP5, but it's okay.
It really depends on what they would be coming out with. If, let's say, like for Rumble, okay, not Frenzy, Rumble, he's purple, okay. But like in the I forget which cartoon it is, but it's kind of like not Beachcomber, it's Sea Sprays, like a little episode to where he like falls in love with this girl. I want, like, if they had like an accessory to where it's like the bottom of a tree and I could like put Rumble in there, and to where he's like, he gets out of the water and he's like, what's happening? Oh, think you're a tree. I think I'm a tree. I think I'm a tree. And he turns into it. That was really stupid. But I thought it was hilarious. Like, yeah. I'd buy something like that, or if they wanted to do something with like, you have was it Starscream, and you want to do Decepticon and was it King's Court or something like that? I forget if that's the name of it. But you got a little Black Knight or something like that. They can ride Starscream or whatever. I think that would be kind of cool if you came out with like a mini little drag strip that Rumble can, again, he's purple, can like ride on like he was doing in I think that was season 2. Yeah, yeah. So just little things like that that I think were like funny. I'd buy those things that are just like, oh, here's an additional weapon or something like that. I'd probably be like, whatever.
I think if Takara finally gets around to the Constructicons, they should all come with a combiner piece of the Alligatorcon that they used when they took apart Optimus Prime. That would be kind of fun. So you get to piece together this kind of alligator and all that. I would love that. But yeah, as far as weapons, I mean, that's why we have Dr. Wu, which is really nice. It would be nice if Takara did that. Came standard, actually, like they did with Exhaust. It came in the package. You didn't have to go through a separate, Amazon, whatever it may be. But yeah, it'd have to be something really iconic from an episode that was justifiable, I guess. I don't know. Maybe like if Trax came with that that little monster mask that he had when Hoist Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah,
that episode. That'd be kind of fun, something like that, maybe. But
yeah, but that should be like throw-ins. So, Dr. Wu, make my Rumble tree because I'll display them that way. I will buy that.
Make a better Raoul for us.
If there's any more questions or topics that come up, we'll get to them towards the end because I wanted to kind of get into this unpopular toy opinions. This is something that we took a look at last week, and thought I'd take a look at it again. And this is what I sent. I think this is the one that I sent to you, Jaim. Or let's see, that's this one. I hate Victory and Star Saber. Yeah, a lot of these Japanese anime mecha stuff is really overrated, especially the anime Transformers. They have those over-the-top proportions with tiny torsos and huge shoulder pads. Yeah, samurai armor inspired. We understand. Transformers Master Force designs were good, but then again, those were pretty much redecos of Hasbro Transformers. Metal Hawk is one of those awful Japanese designs as well. The toy is a fell.
Interesting. Real quick, minifigure collector, we'll get to your question after we get done with this topic. So don't want you to feel like I left you out. I found your question. So. But as far as the topic, oh man, I think there's a little bit of jealousy there. Because you're talking about figures that are expensive. Metal Hawk's expensive. So people are gonna justify like, yeah, it's a piece of crap anyways. I didn't want to pay the $1,000 for it or whatever. Which, it's not the greatest figure in the world. But, man, this person would really hate where Takara went after G1 kind of quit Japan and went to Brave going, oh, now it's really Gundam. Well, you have the godfather of Gundam creation making these Brave figures or designing them, with Takara doing the engineering. But, it really always stems that controversy, that debate, Takara, Hasbro, which one's better? Oh, I don't like Star Saber because he was never released here in the United States, and I'm just talking from the United States perspective and all that. It's like, okay, but in the European market, they got Overlord, they got the Road Caesar. I mean, the Brain Masters, even though they were the Motivators. I hate that, especially with MP Star Saber coming out. I'm not going to pick up that figure because I don't have anything for it. Damn. You don't like Gundams? Well, look at Optimus Prime. He looks like a Gundam in a way. His face, his head, the whole mouth plate there, everything else. I mean, bulky, blocky, sure. But we're used to him because he was introduced here as far as G1 and the cartoons and everything else. So let's crap on someone else's, cartoon, back in their days of, as a kid. That to me is disrespectful. Well, you don't have to like it; you just have to respect it.
Appreciate what has come come out, and like kind of brought this up prior to the show starting. it's no secret that I'm not a big fan of the Bayformers. I don't like them. I don't like their toys. I don't like the movies. But I do respect what they mean to the brand. So while I don't like them, am I happy that they came out? Absolutely, because it impacted the brand and it's made us gain a new following of Transformer fans. And now there's brought in the younger kids that didn't see G1 or Beast Wars or Unicron trilogy or anything like that. It's help reboot the brand because they were just kind of like this, for a long time. They made that first, Bayformer film, and it just, you saw the brand went like this. It just went straight up, and it's been fireworks ever since then. They're talking about making spin-offs of movies and this whole Transformers universe, and or not necessarily spin-offs, but getting, I guess, little side stories and stuff like that, while also continuing doing the regular line of Transformer movies. So it's getting bigger. As far as cartoon shows right now, Transformers, you got Rescue Bots. They're trying to grab the very young demographic. Then, like, right above that, you've got RID that's coming back out. As far as toys, you got Combiner Wars. You still got Generations out there. Your Masterpiece, Rescue Bots. There's Hero Smashers, bathtub toys, what I call those things. I'm not really sure what they're called, but there's a ton out there. You wouldn't have any of it if it wasn't for the Bay franchise or the Bayformers. So while I don't like it, man, I totally respect it and I appreciate it because it helped Transformers be what it is today. If there's something that you like today, G1 helped it out, Beast Wars helped it out, whether like having more ball joints and stuff like that. G1 with their characters, or in Beast Wars with a story. Then you have the Japanese series with their storytelling and implementing these new gimmicks with headmasters, target masters, brain masters. You have figures that can combine together, and then those figures can combine together. Even the breast force and stuff like that coming out with a lot of people, because I see there was another comment like just after that where they were like, I don't like the new Combiner War stuff because the hands and the feet, you set them off to the side and you got to like plug them in. It's not already implemented into the figure. Well, why you like that is because Leo Kaiser came out in Victory and he had the fist and the hands already, implemented into the figure. It was just, hey, slide on the little helmet and your combiner's complete. So the whole concept of that was developed in Victory. So it's one of those things to where I'm not telling you that, Victory is the greatest and you have to watch it. It is quite good. All the Japanese stuff is, but it is kind of strange to disrespect a certain series of Transformers when you look at some of the new stuff and you're like, I like this and this about this. Well, do you know where it kind of originated from? And just kind of know your history of it. Again, like I said, I don't like Bayformers, but I absolutely love what they did for my brand. So, what do you have to add to that, Jaim?
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. I mean, I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade or be on a soapbox, but it's just a lot of cues have come from previous Transformer lines, whether, could be story in a way, it could be just engineering. You look at Gal Gaigar from Takara's Brave series. You see that implemented into the Transformers world as far as in the Unicron trilogy, especially Galaxy Force or Cybertron, even into animated with symmetrical docking, the epitome of having Leo Breaker combined with Optimus Prime or even Sonic Bomber, not Sonic Bomber, whatever that dude's name, Wing Saber, whatever the hell he's called in Galaxy Force. It's kind of the same technique as Gal Gaigar with the stealth Gal and the drill and all that other type of stuff, and Goldie Mark. But as far as, if you don't understand it, that's fine, but the thing is, we are all, in this, new age of communication, which is really awesome. We have everything at our fingertips. If you have a computer, some type of mobile device, anything, you can find out information about all these characters. And, to not like certain characters. I mean, like the new IDW comics. I know this is probably older or whatever, but you got Dezaris. Even though we call him Death Source, I still like Dezaris. On the cover there. Now people can finally, here in the United States, can attribute, hey, there's a Japanese character, cool. Even though he was introduced in the 2005 BotCon set, and then back in 1988 or 89 in the Victory line. But just, if you don't like it, that's cool. But sit there and debate about it till you're both blue in the face just seems really ridiculous. And that's one thing I can't stand about the Transformers community. It's just like, it's East versus West. He's not part of canon. Okay, sure, all right. Don't piss on my parade, though.
The argument I got with the TF Wiki.
It's like, okay, that's cool, but you got to admit that these characters are really cool. I mean, if you like that, like what Josh was saying, the whole hands being part of the integrated robot themselves, and all you have to do is slip on the head. Yeah, you look at Lyle Kaiser. That's where it all stemmed from, and then you saw it carried over into the Brave line, where it's all about combiners. And then right now, the Combiner Wars,
and like there's all kinds of stuff that you look back toward Brave Japanese series that gimmicks. That's where it originated from. So
yeah, and the Combiner Wars stuff now is playing off of the original G1 stuff. I mean, you have to put that into your consideration of, well, this doesn't have this or that. Well, it's basically G1 back in the day. And if you're not old enough to know about it, well, Google it. Go back and watch season 1, 2, and all that type of stuff. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, I'm looking forward to whenever they get around to redoing Beast Wars, and there's going to be an uproar there because this isn't the same Beast Wars that I was accustomed. Is Beast Convoy a gorilla? Yes. I think he's about the same. But, I don't know.
Their fans are getting mad.
There's some other fans. Yeah. Where's Primal Sabbath when we need him? But, yeah, I think it's kind of ridiculous, but we like to complain about things. I mean, when we get a toy that comes out in retail, we're first off nitpicking that thing to death, like we're experts in the field of design work and everything else, and not knowing that this thing probably took a couple years. Sorry we did, like Hasbro. Sorry we didn't email you guys about the processing and that we needed you in there, but it is what it is. And we grumble and we buy it. I mean, just like Masters of the Universe Classics, we complain and buy it, but I don't know. But that's my take on it. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to talk about it.
All right, there was another thing on there, but it's just more complaining, and that's enough as far as like pulling something from the forums and complaining. Yeah. But all right, you said you had another question in there.
A couple of questions. Minifigure Collector asks, what's your favorite Combiner figure so far, and who are you hoping for in the future?
Who's my favorite Combiner?
So far in the Combiner Wars series, who's your favorite?
Oh, well, we haven't got a Defense War in our hands yet, and I'm waiting for the other 3 guys for Minosaur. I guess Superion, but just by looking at the photos, I'm quite interested in Defensor. It's kind of we'll probably have a better answer whenever, let's say a year from now when we got quite a few of them out. But Superion looks pretty nice.
Yeah, but you have other figures. I mean, Combiner Wars as a whole. Let's say you could go with Megatron, but you don't have them yet. Gosh, you need to pick them up.
Oh, well, like
Power Glide.
I passed on them again today. The Power Glide.
Windcharger. You like Windcharger or Legends Thundercracker.
That Windcharger is garbage, but I don't like it. It's one of the, that's what we were just talking about. It's like, I'm not trying to rain on your parade if you love that Windcharger, but I don't like it. I don't see the appeal to it. I have the tailgate. So that's the thing, is like, I have one of the molds. So I think that, I can make an opinion about that. A lot of people, they'll make opinion, like, let's say on that Metal Hawk, they probably don't even own it. So, but I'm gonna go with Power Glide and Bombshell. Those are probably my favorite Combiner War figures. They look really good together, or on the shelf. Really nice representations of the original G1s.
Yeah, I would go with those two, but I'm going to go with Dead End. Sorry, John. I have the Series 2 now, and I love that thing.
So
I absolutely love that figure. I love the vehicle mode, the individual row mode. I just wish that he came with a better weapon instead of some type of melee pipe.
One?
Yeah, he's got the tailpipe weapon.
I don't like that either.
Eh. But I really do like his paint abs, the way he looks. Really G1-ish as far as the head sculpt and all that. I do like that. How about one that you're hoping for in the future? Abominus.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Abominus. Like if obviously I'd like a lot of the Japanese stuff. I'd like to get Lyle Kaiser, but I'll just say Abominus just because that thing I think will look kind of crazy looking. I think as far as G1 goes, Abominus is the best as far as what you can do with him. As far as articulation, he's the best G1 combiner there is. Because he can kind of move all the way around, just because of Hungar or however you say it. So that's one I'd be interested in. Like Computron, I think that would be easy for them to do. It's kind of square, boxy. It's in the realm of things that they're kind of used to, but then you throw in something crazy, kind of like Abominus or the Terracons or even the Predacons. Then now you're talking about Beast and doing those combiner ports and where our legs and stuff going to fold up. Hey, now I got a two-headed dragon. So, I'm curious on that one. Are they going to take some easy route, or are they going to get a little bit more complex with that one too? Because I don't know how they're gonna remold that,
Yeah.
I don't want Cutthroat and Dive Bomb to be the same mold. They're two totally separate things. So
for me, I would go with the with King Poseidon or Piranacon. I like that character, Master Force and all that. But and again, it's another beast. Figure too, so I would like to see that. The Autobot ones are really easy. I mean, like what Josh said, Computron's boxy. He's futuristic vehicles. You don't really need to do a lot, but doing the actual animals, it's going to be something that it's really going to test Hasbro on whether or not they can remold or they're going to have to just do completely new molds.
And if we're having, here's the way that I'll also look at it is, if they end up coming out, so you have Dead End, and now you're getting Breakneck, and then you're going to have Streetwise, so you're going to get 3 of that mold, and Blades, if they're doing, they come out, or not Blades, but Alpha Bravo, they come out with Blades, and let's say that they retool for Vortex. I'm willing to deal with that, and we're paying for it now here in the beginning with these Autobots, but so that we could get the correct versions whenever you get to the Beast forms, then I'm fine with that. Because as long as you do the retooling that needs to be done, like if you just come out with Alpha Bravo again or Blades, the way he looks and say that it's Vortex but he's gray, that's unacceptable. Because they're totally different looking. You got to change. If you just change the front end, I think you might be in business, so I don't think there's a whole lot that have to change there. Just the front end, and that would basically involve the feet. Everything else, I think for the most part, would be fine. Maybe a different head, obviously. But if we have to pay for it on the very front end, of hey, we're getting more remolds or recolors than what we kind of, I guess, maybe used to or kind of want with these characters. But it's all because now we have that extra money, so we can give you the Terracons and the Predacons, and we're not just remolding them or painting them. Then it's worth it to me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I agree with you. If we pay for it up front and then finally they have that budget to give us those completely new molds, yeah, definitely. Next question from Tulala. Do you guys think Takara will make better human figures rather than die clone ones?
Human figures, like what we saw with the like, Joe-Con stuff, like Marissa Fairborn and Viper.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because as far as human characters, they're not really doing anything except for what we get with the Masterpiece line. Those little crappy guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't like the ones that we're getting with Masterpiece. Raul mentioned before. I'm disappointed in him that he comes on a stand. I wanted him to dance, but
yeah, that's true.
I wanted to make it to where he could dance. Yeah, yeah. Just like move his legs around and kind of move his fists where I kind of put him upside down to make him look like he's breakdancing. No, he's on a stand and none of them have eyes, which is strange. They look like that dude from Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that he doesn't have any eyes. So, I don't know. The ones that, Fun Pub is doing, with the collectors clubs and stuff like that, I think those are pretty nice looking. I'm going to pick up both of those.
Yeah. He meant the Masterpiece line, the suck. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the human factor is just not as, I don't know, a priority. They're there, but again, they're just a little accessory piece. I wouldn't mind maybe down the road, maybe Takara does a Masterpiece human box set maybe that gives us a better rendition of these characters. But again, if you want to put them within scale, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much that would be. I don't know if they would do that. Maybe that's how we get a chip later on. Give us a spark plug, give us a Carly.
Well, and also like if they were to come out with, let's say, the regular human characters, and let's say that they were kind of like G.I. Joe's 3/4 inch figures, like whenever you come out with Shuta, Cab, and Minerva, how are you going to make them shorter? Because they don't need to be 3 3/4 inches. They would need to be smaller.
I'm sure they could figure it out. I mean, it's the same thing with like Star Wars. You look at how the female characters are smaller than the male ones. I'm sure they could do it. It would be really cool if they could 3 3/4 inch figures of those with added armor bits that you could take on and off.
That would be awesome.
Like that.
Yeah,
that would be so. But yeah. Other questions? That's it. Tulala would love to have new KISS players for the human figures.
I think
we really bent on that KISS players.
That you're like really into these KISS players because like I think that's 3 or 4 episodes in a row that he's brought it up. So
KISS players is a unique, different style and take on the whole canon, at least the Japanese canon, and it's very interesting. But yeah, I don't think that they will touch that, to be honest with you.
All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and end it there. You want to go ahead and cover announcements, stuff like that, and then we'll jet.
Yeah. Again, we're looking for a female co-host. So if you know of one or if you are one, email Josh at g1hexron@gmail.com. And we do have a couple of other shows. We have the Aftercast, which will be airing on my channel, Victory Saber 77, at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So in another hour, it's on every Saturday again. And the eBay show is once a month. It's on G1 Hexron's channel at 10 a.m. on Thursday. That is standard time. And we will let you guys know when the next show will be airing. And he does have some other things on his Facebook page. So go check out the G1 Hexron at facebook.com. It's got the Avengers 2 final trailer on there and also streaming the RID episodes. And the new ones will be up tomorrow. So it will be episode 15 or 16, one of those. But definitely check that out. And again, we're doing the collection spotlight. So just email Josh at g1hexron@gmail.com and submit your pictures, 10 to 20. We do have some people already lined up. Some collections already lined up. I think we have 4, so you'd be a month out. So if you do have some stuff that you have on order or picking up and you want it to be as current as possible, I would submit those pictures a little bit later on, just so because you won't be showcased for a little bit. So, but again, no collection's too big, no, it's not too small. Again, pictures 10 to 20, and just submit them to Josh at g1extron@gmail.com. And you can find me, VictorySaber77, on Twitter and YouTube. And I think that's it for announcements.
All right, and you can find me, G1Extron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page, the G1Extron. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And if you would give us a like, I would definitely appreciate it if you enjoyed the video. And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.